Hello, welcome to another reading. If you are new to my channel, I am a tarot reader and a psychic, but I'm also a travel dancer and Aphrodite devotee. If these topics are interesting to you, go ahead and subscribe. Today's reading is going to be a message from your future self. We're going to channel any messages and encouragement from wherever you are heading next based on your energy and based on your current desires. Also, I want to point out the future is never set in stone, but I'm gonna try my best to channel the best possible timeline for you so we can have some more hope for the future and some more confidence in ourselves and our capabilities. Also, because today I bought a new tarot deck that I definitely didn't need, but I saw this and I felt so connected to this picture. I have to censor a little bit because Cosmic Tarot, it's giving like 70s diva vibes. Also, they're kind of goofy, like look at this. But also it's like genie in a bottle, kind of super mystical. So I feel like this is a very good add to my collection of cards. Anyway, so I'm gonna have two collective messages, most likely because it's just two, just one of them is gonna resonate with you, but feel free to watch both of them. I'm not gonna stop you. So now is your time to choose your message. So I already pulled 3 cards for both of the collective messages. Here we have the first one and here we have the second message. So right now, take a deep breath, connect to your center, connect to your intuition, and go to the timestamp of the message that you feel more called to. So whenever you're ready, I will see you in the reading. This is the first collective message, the message from your future self. Let's see what you have from these cards. So we have the 7 of Swords, Temperance, and the Star. The first thing that I notice is just female figures. So it's a lot of feminine energy that I sense here. At this moment, maybe you are working on being more in your feminine energy, or maybe you are just overall a very feminine person. But the first message that I get from your future is that you keep on being feminine and your feminine energy is getting stronger and stronger every time you work on it and work on how to channel your own feminine energy. I feel like your purpose and your path has always been a path that you have kind of had to pave yourself. There hasn't really been a lot of people that can inspire you because your path has been so unique. You have been creating something very unique in this life. With the 7 of Swords, I get this energy that you have had to make very sure decisions to get on this path because it's not a very common path, let's say that. I'm paying attention now that we have a big moon here, we have a sun, and we also have the star and the star card, of course, but a star here. So I feel like your vibe is very celestial. This is a quality about you that people appreciate, and I feel like it's something that comes through from your work, is going to continue to be one of your biggest strengths, being ethereal. In the future, you have found some sort of balance. So maybe this is something that you're trying to pull towards yourself. You're trying to create more harmonious situations in your life. The Temperance card is really proving that the harmony is coming to you, and your future self wants you to know that everything is going to be very well in the future when it comes to any disharmony in this moment. And with the Star card coming out here as well, the Star card is a very strong positive sign that your manifestations are coming to you. So it's very good to have this in this kind of reading because your future self is basically telling you that this path that you are paving for yourself is going to bring you a lot of good things because you're showing up as yourself and you're showing up very authentically, and people appreciate that and they want you to be more authentic. They want you to show yourself more. They want you to share your inner world. Your expression has to be authentic for you to create this path for yourself. So, do we have any advice? Can I have just a few cards for any advice from this collective's future self? Any advice for this moment? What's gonna keep them going on this path? Queen of Swords. You need to stay true to yourself. I know that that's very cliche, but that's what I'm getting here. Oh, okay. Should I take this? I will take it. Oh, 10 of Pentacles. Okay, rich girl. Love that for you. The 10 of Pentacles is definitely a prosperity card. So if you have been hoping for some sort of good fortune or abundance or good bag in the future, is definitely there. If it's not there already in your reality, then your future self is telling you that you are set for life. Don't even worry about it. It's gonna be just fine. The Ace of Swords coming through as well. You could be an air sign. There's a lot of air energy. This message is a lot about your mentality, and your future self wants to remind you that your mentality has a lot to do with how things work out in your reality. So if you have a positive mindset, things are going to turn out positive. But if you have a negative mindset, things are going to turn out more negative. It's just what you are focusing on, because there's always something positive to focus on. But if you choose to focus on the negative, that's all you're going to see. You're going to close your eyes from the positive, and that's something that I think your future self wants to remind you of in this moment, because I feel like your future self has created a very positive mindset, and maybe that's something that you're working on. I'm saying such cliche things like stay true to yourself and stay positive. That's such an obvious thing, but I feel like the biggest power is in the simple things of your day. It doesn't have to be so much in the details always. Sometimes we need to focus on simple things, like being honest with ourselves or staying positive, thinking positive, having gratefulness. Sometimes it's just as simple as that, and then something great happens, you know? So I know it's a cliche, but your future self wants to remind you of those things at this moment. But either way, whatever is meant for you is never gonna pass you by. So even if you will struggle to think positively about the future or think positively about this moment in time, it doesn't mean that good things cannot happen to you, because in the end, we are just humans, you know? We will have better moments and then we will have worse moments. But either way, the good things that are meant for you, they will never pass you. Even if you are having a bad day, you can receive a blessing. It doesn't mean that you always have to be positive. It's more about focusing on the positive. And when you notice yourself focusing on the negative, to turn inward and think, why am I focusing on that when there's so much nice things in my life? When you start to count your blessings, you always just keep counting. There's always going to be more and more and more things to be grateful for. That's just a small message that your future self wants to send to you in this moment. And this is really a message of encouragement. And there's a lot of beauty in this message, because basically what your future self is telling you is that I understand that you are in pain right now, and maybe you're struggling with a lot of things, and there's a lot of changes happening, and maybe you're not so happy in this moment, but there's still always so many things to be grateful for. When you decide to look at the positive side of things, more positive things tend to come to you. When you are open to pay attention to the positive things, you're also open to receive them. So that's all that I'm seeing for you from this little message. I hope that this brought you some hope. Let me know in the comments if this resonated with you. If you want a personal reading, you can contact me and subscribe to never miss my readings. I hope you will have a great weekend, okay? Bye. If you chose the second collective message, this is going to be your channeled message from your future self. So let's see what cards you have for the first 3 cards. Interesting. 3 people. So the Prince of Cups, Queen of Cups, and the King of Cups. You really have gone through a big evolution. Your future self is telling you that you're going to be in a leadership position, most likely, when it comes to your path right now. You've started from ideas and you started from the very, very bottom of some sort of a personal journey for you. You have been developing for a long time, and your future self is telling you that you're gonna get there. I feel like some of you are studying something and you don't feel so sure about if you are worth it, if you're ever gonna succeed in this, or you're a little bit too naive, or you don't have enough experience maybe. But all of these things are gonna come to you in time. If you're not a student, this can also be about some sort of an emotional journey that you are on, especially because we're talking about cups, and cups rules emotional life in tarot. Also, I'm paying attention now to the background of these cards. I see in the Prince of Cups, we have this kind of dark background here. Like, it looks like some sort of a castle, and you see some trees, but these willow trees, they are so dark. And it's kind of sad, to be honest. Like, the vibe that this card is bringing here is a little bit hopeless. But then with the Queen of Cups coming up next, is like, there's things that are flourishing. The sky is more clear. You can see all these mountains. You can see this clear water with no waves. So the emotional life is stable. The willow trees are growing. And she's looking more happy here compared to this guy over here is a little bit serious. But then when we go to the King of Cups, there's this beautiful palace, these palm trees, and he's looking content. This reminds me of that, like, kind of like rich laugh, you know. It's like, you know, he's wearing this kind of fur thing, the crown and everything. Your emotional life is gonna become so much more rich. You're gonna have so much more depth when it comes to your inner world. And that is the message that your future self wants to say to you, that everything is developing, and to not put so much pressure on yourself, because wherever you are right now is exactly where you are meant to be. So you can learn the things that is going to bring you to this King of Cups situation where you feel so stable. We're going towards more emotional stability and more emotional intelligence, and possibly some sort of leadership also when it comes to emotions. So maybe you're able to regulate yourself better so that you can communicate better, and you can show some sort of leadership in conversations and in relationships, and even teach other people more about their emotional life. And you're gonna have this different kind of position in your personal life. And I have some more clarity about what they should be focusing on. I'm gonna take 2 cards. This is from their future self. Okay. King of Pentacles and Wheel of Fortune. Right. As I said before, you're exactly where you are meant to be when it comes to your journey right now. Your future self wants to tell you that you shouldn't be worried about if you're in the right path or if you're doing the right thing, because you are. Don't be worried about it. Everything is working exactly like the universe wants it to. Focusing more on your financial stability. You're being too distracted, working too much on your emotional side, that you're forgetting about the 3D. That's a message for someone to ground yourself a little bit more. Focus more on what's happening in your physical reality right now, especially if the emotional reality is becoming too heavy. Then just shift your focus a little bit back to material things, like maybe your work or any projects that you're doing right now. Just keep trusting that your path is going to reveal itself just as it is supposed to. So that's all that I'm seeing from this reading. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments and subscribe to never miss a reading. I post every 2 weeks. See you in the next one. Bye!